Hello guys, today we are going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. This is episode 19, and in the last episode we saw Macedonian independence over here that split away from Crete. We saw the Green Galician team over in over in Iberia get invaded. We saw that on the religion layer, the purple religion that was right over here, they all moved over to southern into Naples because Naples allowed them to, and the religion is allowed to exist now without the threat of it being eliminated. Over in India, we saw this new Bengali country be created. We saw the Canary Islands being discovered, and we saw the breakaway over in southern Morocco. We saw the war happen over in Estonia against the Green Team, and the Green Team obviously lost, with a new Belarusian country being created, and the Estonian team gets a lot of land. And finally, the Green Anatolian country leaves the alliance that they're in, the Right Triangle Alliance, and invades one of the members. Now, I didn't take that into consideration, so let's just say that the rest of the Right Triangle Alliance just doesn't care and is not going to invade the Green Team quite yet. However, tensions are rising in that area. But we are going to be starting this episode by taking a look at East Asia. We are going to see a great plague breakout. It started in this purple team because a lot of people live there. Basically, it's really easily to spread, and at the end of the major part of it, which lasts 5 years, it's going to kill 65% of everyone in East Asia. And that's a very major event, which is going to lead to a lot of breakaways, a lot of rebellions happening in a lot of these countries. So let's take a look at all of the breakaways, because I'm not going to talk about each and every one since there's so many. And this is what it is going to look like. The country that deals with the least amount of bad things happening is this team. This team does not have any breakaways. It's the Shanghai team, I guess I would call it. It does not have any rebellions, but probably the strongest country that remains right now is going to be this Korean team, the northern, I guess, because it did not deal with the virus all that much, and it only has one minor breakaway. But let's go ahead and move on to India. We're not going to see any new countries being created, but we are going to see some expansions of some countries and just more exploration, as we see in Burma, I guess you could call it, since, I don't know, actually, that is brush, not recolor, hold on. Sorry about that, but basically they're going to explore down the coast of Myanmar, and they're going to just go down to where Yangon is nowadays, and they're going to stop right there. And they're also going to set up a city right there because they think it's a pretty good location to have a city, which it kind of is. But they choose to put it to the side of the river Delta so it doesn't flood. The purple team is going to take these new areas, and this weird purple team is going to take these lands. Moving over to mainland Europe, we're going to see that the French team is going to invade the Balearic Islands, which is the government of, it's the old government of Catalonia, which the red team does not like, so they are going to invade it. They take the capital pretty easily, and they're just going to take it. And obviously, its capital city is now just a major city, and it's fully annexed. We are going to see another major event as the Basque country is going to join up with France because they are trying to create a giant empire, and that is the beginning of the major empire part of it. It is by far the most powerful country in the world and the most populated. They have their eyes in many areas, but they're not going to invade anywhere quite yet. We are going to see a kind of minor event as we see Sardinia breaking away from the northern Italians, which I will try and just call the Italians because it's pretty self-explanatory, because this is Naples now. And its capital city is going to be right there. Moving over to Iceland, we see that these two nations are having problems with the red team, and they're not going to go to war yet or anything, but they need to focus on themselves and their mainland, so they are going to give independence to both of their colonies at the same time, and they're just hoping that they can take them back over after they're done having these problems. Now we're going to see if that ends up happening, but they are no longer in charge of these Icelandic areas. And their capital cities are going to be in the only major cities that each of these areas have. We're going to see a few more countries expanding, including the Balkesh nation, which is going to look like this. The Southern Iberian team gets this land in Africa. Morocco's going to get this. Carthage is going to get this. And Libya is going to get this. Oh, and also this Caspian nation is going to get this. We are going to see a new Donbass kind of country. It's not really where Donbass actually is, but it's in that area. And it's just going to be between the blue Russian team and Ukraine. And this is going to be where the capital is. We are now going to be looking at the alliance layer, and let's just say that the Diamond Alliance no longer exists. The Danish team, they don't dislike the red team, but they want to go on their own way, not be allied with them anymore, so they're going to leave. And since the Basque country does no longer exist, that's the only one that would be left in the alliance. And we are going to see a new alliance being created, which is the Anti-Danish Pact, and it is going to be between the Norwegians, the Finnish, and the East Prussians. They all do not like the Danish team and are threatened by them, so they are going to create a pact. So if one of these guys get invaded by the Danish team, all the others will help. We are going to see something major happen over in Anatolia, as we'll just call the green team the Ottomans. The Ottomans want to make an empire, and the problem is they want to go after the Cyan team, but they are in the Right Triangle Alliance, so they are going to get a few nations to get on their side. This includes themselves, obviously, the Azerbaijani team, and the Northern Mesopotamians. Now this alliance is not going to last that long, because this is just for this war, and partly because this shape is absolutely disgusting. The first nation that is going to be invaded is the Cyan team, of course, and this goes pretty successfully, surprisingly, because there's so many nations up here that are against the Ottomans. However, we are going to see that this blue team is going to be able to invade the southern regions of the green team, capturing the island of Rhodes and a bit more land over here. We're going to see that Crete is going to capture Cyprus and actually capture the whole island. We are going to see over in the purple team, they're going to invade these very northern areas of Azerbaijan, which doesn't really do much because Azerbaijan is capturing a lot more land than them over in the south of the country. And this is also a more important land. I mean, this is kind of important land, but it's like right on the Caucasian mountains. And we also see that the Northern Mesopotamian team is invading the purple team as well, and they're doing it very well. I mean, there are mountains right here in like Kurdistan, but it's pretty easy for them to invade. We do see that over in this Cyan team, they are getting support from the blue team, so they are able to push them back somewhat to the border. However, the green team is able to invade into the purple team, because the purple team is kind of doomed right now. It's being invaded on 3 sides, and it's losing on all 3 sides, and they actually are going to make a spearhead up and cut this area off, making this area surrender. Something interesting we're going to be seeing happen is that this Orange Macedonian team is going to invade into the blue team because they just don't think they suit well in these European regions. So yeah, they're going to be really, really successful, and this is really shocking to like everyone, and it's not good. Well, it's not good for the blue team. However, the Macedonians are not on the side of the green team. They are on their own side, and they are being funded by Greece because they made an alliance with Greece, an unofficial alliance, because it does not show up on the alliance layer. But they are pretty much friends, and yeah. Over here in Azerbaijan, the purple team is fully kicked out of their captured land, and they are going to continue to invade into the purple team, going along the Caucasian Mountains. I always forget the name of them. And it's kind of late, that's why I'm kind of talking quieter and forgetting what I'm saying. I just want to get this video done. And while we see this Mesopotamian country invade the purple team, I just want to talk to you about my posting plans as school starts back up. I am in high school, so I have school like all the time, so I've been trying to be posting 3 times a week, so I'm probably gonna only be posting 2 times a week. So just to let you know, that's why I'm not gonna be posting as much. And we see that the purple team is losing. The purple team is losing a lot, and their capital is going to be sieged by the green team, and we'll see how that goes. Over in Anatolia, the green team is going to recapture a lot of these lands. They are not going to get back the island of Rhodes because it's an island and they decided to fortify it, but all of the lands in the mainland are taken back. But we are going to see that this was a choice made by the blue team because they want to put more forces up over here to take out the orange team, and it goes kind of well, but then a stalemate is held right here. We see that the green team is continuing to invade the cyan team. This is not the first time they've invaded the cyan team, however, they're kind of on the opposite teams that they were, as their capital is sieged and taken. They were fighting on pretty much opposite sides last time. They were fighting because these guys, or sorry, this team was on, you know what, I'm not going to explain, but basically they've fallen. And so does the purple team, as their capital is taken and they are going to surrender. And this is pretty much donezo for the only team left on the right triangle alliance, which is Blue Anatolia. Now Crete does still exist, but because they're so small, even though they're populated, they are not going to force war, and they're just going to say, we're done, let's take a look at a peace treaty. So the first thing that we see happen in this peace treaty is Crete annexing Cyprus. This is a very vital island in the Mediterranean, just like Crete and Sicily, so they are one of the stronger, they are quite strong for their size. We are going to see that the Macedonian team is going to get all of this land and this island because they participated a lot in this war. Not a whole lot, but they did, and they get rewarded for it. And because they were funded by Greece, Greece is going to get some land as well. These lands are going to include these few islands, these islands, and this island. It's pretty much all they get is some islands, but they're happy with it because these are pretty important islands. No, they're nowhere near as important as Cyprus, but they are quite important for the Aegean Sea. And now Greece is the powerhouse of the Aegean Sea. But for lands between the Ottomans and the blue team, because the blue team controlled Rhodes and the green team didn't really invade that much at the end of the war into the blue team, we are not going to be seeing any difference in borders between these two nations. Something that we are going to see in this Cyan team, they are not going to get any land taken from them, but they are going to get pretty much their old government back that is pro-Ottoman, and yeah, that's all that happens to them. I went ahead and got rid of the rounded square alliance, like I said I would. They are not going to stay allied together because they don't really have a need to, because the only thing they have in common is that they want land. So that's the only reason why they work together. Now, since we have this new government in northern Anatolia, it is going to leave the Right Triangle Alliance. And because, like I said, Greece was on the side of Macedonia, they are going to... Hold on. They are going to join the same alliance that they're on, which is the 4-Star Alliance. And now there are quite a few members on this alliance. We are going to see that the green team is going to get this land from the purple team. And they now do border the Caspian Sea, which makes it easier for trade to go from a country in the Caspian Sea to the Mediterranean Sea without going through the blue team or Greece. The Azerbaijani team is going to get this land. A new country is created in the Kurdistan region, and it's going to be pro-North Mesopotamian, but it's not really going to be pro-Ottoman. And we see that the rest of the purple team is going to shift to a different color, meaning they have a new government, and this is an isolationist government. And the capital of Kurdistan is going to be right here. So the purple team is now just Georgia. And that is all for the Ottoman War, or I guess the Anatolian War. Taking a look over here at East Prussia, we are going to see that they are going to move their capital to this city because it's more centralized. However, I'm going to look again at East Asia because these countries do not have capitals, so this one is going not to be right there. It is going to be right here. In this blue team, it's the only city they have. In this team, it's the only city they have. In this team, it is going to be this one, I guess. In this team, it's the only one they have. And this one is going to be this city. And in this one, it's going to be this city. And that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. And this is my most recent subscriber.